Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this review. The fact that you are willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really does mean the world to me. For those of you that are unaware, I review everything that gets released on Netflix. So if you're ever curious about a new movie, series, or show, if you want to know if it's any good or not, come to my channel and I'll let you know. Today we're going to be talking about Bionics, which took me by surprise, to be honest, because I was expecting this to be a rather generic, everyday cyborg film. You know, the stereotypical sci-fi. I didn't watch the trailer before going in, and honestly, I appreciated the twist. So ultimately, this film follows a professional athlete, loves what she does, but can't succeed because cyborgs run the world. Ultimately, sports is centered around this world where cyborgs are the new superstars. And ultimately, she has to deal with that. And I'm not going to give much more of the story away, but I appreciated it. This film seriously focuses on the idea of sacrifice in regards to pursuing your dreams, and is that sacrifice worth it? I think that's something we're going to be asking ourselves while we watch this film, and I really appreciated that twist on the generic everyday cyborg story. So yes, this film definitely decided to approach the topic in a unique way, but I think it can also be applied to today's situation in regards to the political landscape, in regards to what's going on with sports around the world, in regards to not just, performance enhancing drugs, but also if we get onto the actual identity politics that are at play in regards to sports around the world. But that's a discussion for another day. If you want to fight about that in the comments down below, you're more than welcome to do so, because that tends to happen no matter what I talk about. And then I also want to just discuss what I thought was the highlights of the film, and that was the special effects. Wow! Like, this film looked great. Like, this film looked amazing. I really enjoyed the unique designs and elements that were brought into this film. In many ways, I was just worried that this film was just going to become another generic, everyday sci-fi cyborg film. And I've said that a few times. But this film decided to approach the cyborg elements, the bionics of these athletes in a more realistic way. We can see practically how these bionics would enhance an athlete's performance. I really enjoyed that aspect of the film, just looking at how these bionics come to life. And CGI aside, there were a lot of practical props that looked great as well. We're in this world that is in the future, but feels real. It feels lived in. And so whoever was behind the set design, whoever was behind, just bringing this world to life, the world building, did a great job, because that was the highlight of the film for me. Another aspect of this film, a big theme of this film, is family. And what does family actually mean? And self-sacrificial love, and the love of a family. At what point do we realize that a sibling or a family member is taking you for granted, is using you to boost themselves up? There's a lot of family woven into the story in many different shades, and I think in a lot of ways we'll be able to find parts of the story that can relate to us in one way or another, whether it's just the everyday competitiveness of sibling rivalry, whether it's that feeling of betrayal. I mean, we've all got our own journeys with our own family members, and I think that this film will speak to a lot of us. But at the end of the day, the thing I actually struggled with the most was just following the protagonist on her journey. For whatever reason, I just really struggled to immerse myself in her story and to really just sit down and watch her get from point A to point B and enjoy it. At times, I felt like it was a chore to just watch the film. Not because the film wasn't engaging, but just because I was struggling with the lead protagonist. But yes, guys, this is a unique film, and I would have to say Netflix is really hitting it off with some good original films at the moment. So I would recommend you watch this movie Bionics, especially if you are into the whole sci-fi world, but don't expect your typical sci-fi adventure. This is a lot more grounded in reality, and it tries to deal with everyday stories. But guys, if you enjoyed this review, please give this video a like. Do not be afraid to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I hope to see you guys again in another review.